If your kids are a whirlwind of energy and you're looking for ways to keep them busy for under 10 bucks, you should stay tuned. We've got some great ideas. Hey everyone, I'm Dave Evans and welcome to $9.99, the show that takes you around the city showing you how to do things on the cheap. And today we're telling you how you can keep your kids busy. Maybe it's a weekend, maybe it's a rainy day or a summer day. Kids need to stay entertained. And today we're doing it all from the New York Hall of Science. But before we get inside here, let's take a trip out to the Bronx to visit some kids who are doing some amazing things outside. Right at the foot of the Bronx River in the Hunts Point neighborhood of the South Bronx lies a nonprofit that's using boats to build opportunities for high schoolers. That place is called Rocking the Boat, and it's a youth center like no other. Adam Green started the project in 1996, which now serves nearly 3,000 students and community members annually.
The need of the very, very local population is huge. The opportunities that we're offering kids to learn technical skills, relate them the rest of their lives, both socially and emotionally and academically and professionally, are critical needs in this community and something that we're really in business to provide.
As a student at Rocking the Boat, you can sail 3 paths. You can learn to build boats, learn to navigate them, or use the boats to study ecology. First up, the boat builders. Because without this part of the program, the other 2 can't float. Inside their massive workshop, kids and young adults work with professionals to learn how to sand, saw, and sculpt wood into everything from your compact dinghy to a supersized whale boat. Let's talk about this boat. This is, I thought building boats, I thought we were gonna see tiny little canoe-like kayak-y type things, but this is a serious boat.
Yeah, we take our boat building pretty seriously, although this is the most serious boat we've ever built. It's a 29-foot whaleboat that we are building on commission for the Mystic Seaport Museum out in Mystic, Connecticut. This boat is seaworthy and will live on a ship. Probably have had about 25 kids working on this boat over the course of the 2-year period.
For those more interested in being a boat captain, students can learn to use the boats made inside to navigate the Bronx River right outside Rocking the Boat's back door.
The youth development kids are learning everything they need to know in order to use a boat. If it's a rowboat, rowing, boat handling, navigation. If it's a sailboat, we teach sailing.
I didn't know the river even existed this far into the neighborhood. Well, they teach you as a student how to actually sail the boat yourself. When you get out on the water and it's you and your peers, pulling the strings and, calling commands, it's a great feeling.
And this is where you can benefit from Rocking the Boat's programs. The students will take you on a free cruise down the Bronx River. So someone that's watching at home now and they're inspired to get into a boat on the Bronx River, how do they do it and what does it cost?
Just come to Hunts Point Riverside Park at the foot of Lafayette Avenue in Hunts Point any Saturday all summer long from 12 to 5. Show up and we'll take you out rowing. Community rowing is absolutely free.
Finally, if science puts the wind in your sails, then the world's your oyster on the Bronx River, New York City's only freshwater river. Students here study the health of the river by collecting data on water quality, reestablishing the marshes, and by checking up on the wildlife.
We work for professional environmental scientists and develop projects that fulfill the needs that they have. They need people who have boats and have lots of hands to do monitoring tasks. So we're going to be doing that work. We have, at this point, probably about 10 different science projects going on in conjunction with external partners. We're working with the Wildlife Conservation Society, monitoring eel populations, migration into the Bronx River.
And little corners, little tiny corners, there's wildlife, there's birds, there's fish. All you have to do is look for it. It's given me great job experience, how to work with people. I was very shy before, and it's made me way more outgoing.
I think the most important thing that kids get out of this are these fundamental skills of responsibility and problem solving and all that stuff, which of course are completely relatable to any professional field you go into.
I've joined the program with the intention of just getting service hours, and I've gotten so much more out of it. I think it's given me skills that I can take anywhere.
If you're a South Bronx high school student looking to sail to new heights, here's the info you need. Back out in Queens and at our home base for this episode is the New York Hall of Science, located in the heart of Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And when it comes to showing kids and adults how fun science can be, nothing in New York City tops the hall. The New York Hall of Science was born from the 1964 New York World's Fair as a pavilion designed to show the future of science and technology to millions of visitors. After a massive renovation, the hall reopened in 1986 and has had over 7 million guests since. And many of those visitors are students, like Miss Johnson's science class from PS 213 in Hollis, Queens.
What is it about the Hall of Science that's so great for kids?
Well, it's hands-on, it's beyond the textbook, and it infuses critical thinking. So the children are able to make inferences by doing with their hands. So our children learn from many different ways. So this is a great opportunity for students to be able to go beyond the textbook.
To get the full experience, I'm joining Miss Johnson's class for some immersive learning. It's giving me flashbacks of my class trips to the hall a few decades back. But why do kids love this place so much?
For some people, learning in school just isn't fun for them. The New York Hall of Science does a really good job at combining the two. So you come in and you're just having this great experience. You might not even be aware that you're learning. We sneak the science in there. That's what we need to do sometimes. Instead of just like putting science in everyone's face, we need to just put the fun in people's face and then have the science come in with it. If you just look at the kids' faces when they're learning, when they're having fun, you would swear that they were at an amusement park and they're moving around. It really engages them.
Kids here at the New York Hall of Science learn valuable lessons through constant activities. In fact, there are over 450 hands-on exhibits that not only stimulate the senses, but also satisfy curiosity, like the molecules exhibit.
It's alive in there?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was moving.
Explainers are on hand to answer any questions kids may have about the exhibits. But with all this activity, who has time to stop and ask questions?
All right, Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot. I want to know what your favorite exhibition in the New York Hall of Science is.
Most popular exhibit, in my opinion, is the bubbles. Everyone loves making bubbles. As a kid, we grew up making bubbles. We also have a sports area, which kids get a lot of energy just out.
So whether it's studying molecules, the science of mathematics, how sports affect our bodies, or simply having a blast, learning something on a visit to the Hall of Science is second nature.
The Hall of Science can be many things, but essentially it's a place where you can experience science in a fun and engaging way. For some people, when they learn science in school, it's all about textbooks and memorizing, and that works for some people, but for others, they need to see it come alive. And the textbook just doesn't do it.
Well, Mike, thanks so much for taking the time.
You're welcome.
And for more information on how you can set up a visit to the New York Hall of Science, check this out.
Make your brain work while having fun at the New York Hall of Science. Now that's smart. We're in my neck of the woods in Marine Park, Brooklyn. It's actually the largest park in the borough. Now, as a kid, I always remember looking out over this water and being amazed. But nowadays, the Parks Department offers a program that allows kids to get a good glimpse of what's under the surface. The Saltmarsh Nature Center in Marine Park is located on Avenue U in southern Brooklyn, and it's a very important part of New York City's waterfront. Most of the park's 798 acres are comprised of salt marshes, which are visited by hundreds of species of birds, fish, and other wildlife annually. It's a beautiful, natural getaway from the hustle and bustle of city life. My daughter is a little too young for this activity, so I recruited my buddy Lila to come along for the exploration.
Are you ready to be a nature detective?
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to find?
Whale.
A big whale? Thanks, Mom.
No problem.
We'll see you in a little while. Come on, Lila.
Our first order of business is to meet up with one of the urban park rangers who educate the public on and take care of this incredible New York City space.
So, tell me what we're going to be doing today.
Today we're going to put on some waterproof pants with boots attached called waders. We're going to go out in the water, drag some nets. I have my Ranger Conservation Corps is actually doing it today, so you're welcome to join us.
Cool, that'd be great.
Kind of learn as you go.
Ranger Ann introduced us to a high school group that's studying ecology as part of the park's Ranger Conservation Corps program, where kids get community service hours for restoring waterways and park grounds. They're here to collect creatures in the sea through seining. They're going to show me how it's done. But first, some tips from Ranger Ann to get us started.
You're going to take the seining net. The top part is this with the styrofoam. It'll hang vertically, and it has weights on the bottom. You guys all set?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
And so we all head to the shores of the salt marsh. Looking around, it's easy to forget you're in the city. Thank goodness they're letting us borrow the waders. Mine are still at the cleaners.
All right, find something that's pretty close to your size.
You put your shoes in them, or you
No,
take
you take your shoes off. You kind of have to do a little balancing act. Your shoe against.
All right. Halfway there. Okay. Now for the business part. Yep. I think it's a good look for me. All right, Lila. I'm getting ready to go in. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Good luck.
Okay.
What do you think I'm gonna find?
A fish.
A fish? All right. I hope I don't let you down.
So seining seems simple enough. We're gonna trudge through the water with this long net. One person stands still, the other walks in a circle around them, and then we walk together back to shore with our big catch, a net full of wildlife for us to study.
Do we have anything? Nothing.
Okay, so I guess not everyone is successful their first time out. But I know this marsh must be teeming with wildlife. I don't want Lila to be disappointed, so we're gonna have to get it right this time.
I think we need to give it another go. All right, let's do it. So we heard that there's some fish in this area.
We're testing out that theory.
There's definitely some seaweed. Straighter. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Yes, this is gonna be awesome. Relying on us out there. She wants us to get something good. What do we got?
Oh, you got fish.
Oh!
Hey, oh, and a crab.
Oh my God, fish!
Wow!
Oh my gosh!
Grab the fish, guys. Just grab them.
Jackpot! And variety, too.
What kind of fish are these?
These are probably mummy chugs.
Whoa!
Look what else you guys got.
Whoa!
Oh, that's cool.
What do you think about that, Lila?
So he's trying to grab me, but he can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lila, check this out.
Wow!
It's no whale, but it's pretty cool, I'd say. And I caught this swan.
I know. Swan's like, hey, people, you gonna feed me?
That's a big
No,
swan.
we don't feed swans.
We don't want no trouble, Swan. See ya. Lila, what do you think we got in there? What are the big clear things?
Jellyfish?
Jellyfish, you all right? What about lower than that? Regular fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. There's a crab in there somewhere. We have a glass shrimp. Oops, see him kind of floating
he
midway
jumped
down?
right out of my hand when I went to put him in there. What's this stuff floating on top,
This
Ranger
is
Ann?
pretty cool. This is seaweed. It's a type of seaweed that has air pockets in it. So it's called bladderwort.
Ooh.
And that's what helps it sort of float on the surface.
Can you pop these?
You can. They make a pretty satisfying noise. Kind of like bubble wrap. We're not going to pop too many because it is still alive, so we don't want to kill it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it's all right. One or two won't harm it.
I'm a plant
They'll make
murderer.
more. It's going to make more.
Why is the seaweed so important in the water?
Seaweed helps oxygenate the water, takes carbon dioxide out and puts oxygen in. It's also food for fish. The ducks like to eat it too. They do what's called dabbling like that, and they'll come up with a mouthful of seaweed. It's pretty cool.
Lila, let us know
just
if
watch your
the
back.
swan gets too
Yeah.
close. We don't have anything, Swan. Right behind Ranger Ann. That's where I am.
On your way, come on.
You show that swan, Ranger Ann. So, Ranger Ann, it must be awesome to take kids through the seining. Who comes and what is it like?
It's a lot of kids who have not spent a lot of time in nature, so it's a lot of fun seeing their reactions to things that aren't things you would normally find walking down the street. Like watching a shrimp swim around is pretty unique for a lot of kids. They've never seen a live crab before, so their reactions is just priceless. We're in all 5 boroughs. So we're very accessible.
Everything we do on this show comes with a budget, so what does it cost to go seining with an urban park ranger?
It's free.
Can you beat free?
Everything the rangers do for the public is free. Canoeing, kayaking, hiking, seining, fishing.
Everything, even the waiters?
Even the waiters.
Wow, look at all that stuff in there. Did you have a good time, Lila?
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Ranger Ann.
You're welcome.
And for more information on how you could go seining with an urban park ranger, check this out. If you're looking for some hands-on, ecologically sound education, the Salt Marsh Nature Center and Marine Park is a great place to visit. And whatever you do, don't feed the swans. Besides all the great kids' museums of New York City, there are tons of ways to keep youngsters busy on a more local level. On 23rd Avenue in Astoria, Queens, Baby Noir is more than a standard kids' boutique. It's also a vibrant, activity-filled community of like-minded families. Kazuki Kazuru Salafosca opened Baby Noir 5 years ago. As a fashion designer, she began making a line of all-black clothing for kids, selling them at street fairs and other outlets.
You know, New Yorkers, right? Well, not today, but we wear black all the time head to toe. And I wanted my baby to match me. You know, I'm not saying to dress my child in black all the time, but to have at least one cute outfit in black for my baby, and I couldn't find it. That's how Baby Noir started.
And then we definitely don't see all black now in the store. It's very colorful.
I still do, you know, black line, but I started Baby Solaire for clothing, which was the polar opposite of black, which I wanted it to be like crazy, saturated, print over, pattern over, color, so I layer a lot of textures and colors.
Kazuki had lived in Astoria when she first moved to New York in 1994, and when she returned to raise her daughter, thought the neighborhood needed not just a clothing and toy store, but something extra for the kids.
You know, we're trying to be nice business, so we try to have things that bind the community together, not really to make money, well, I guess we should, but we always have a kid-friendly music playing here, and there's always a little room here for kids to dance around, and you know, you can, you know, look at the cute, ecological, conscientious, fun, colorful toys, and just, you know, relax.
Baby Noir is currently the only children's bookstore in Astoria, and they host a regular Astoria, get it? Reading time for kids. They have puzzle clubs, craft classes, and my favorite, the monthly drum circle that's inside our budget at $5. I even brought my wife Michelle and baby daughter Darla for this one.
I think the little kids can tap into it without us, you know, telling them and explaining to them what it is, and they have a lot of fun. They seem to glow.
All right. Yay! Everybody have a good time? Yes? Well, thanks so much for having me. It's been a blast, guys. And for more information on how you could visit Baby Noir, check this out.
Let your kids feel the rhythm at this monthly musical event.
We love the New York Hall of Science, but it's not the only kid-friendly museum that fits our budget.
As a matter of fact, why not take the ferry to our next spot? Talk about a free cruise. Destination? Staten Island, where there's a place where your kid could be a firefighter, chat with a chatty parrot, checkmate their opponent, or even get a little buggy. That place is the Staten Island Children's Museum, and it's located on the beautiful grounds of Staten Island's other famous landmark, the Snug Harbor Cultural Center. There are tons of different exhibits for the explorer in every child, and when it comes to children's museums, exploration is key.
Classrooms are not the only place where children can learn. They need places to come and be free and run around and imagine and grow. And we're really happy to be a wonderful place for kids to come.
The variety of exhibits at the newly built museum is impressive, with everything from the creepy-crawly world of bugs and other insects to learning how construction workers build New York's buildings. Kids who want adventure can travel the world in 3 minutes. They can trek the Amazon, go leagues under the sea, or blaze through the frozen tundra in the Great Explorations exhibit. They can also meet the museum's mascot, a red and yellow Brazilian parrot named Kimba. Finally, average-sized board games get big, real big. Kids can play with larger-than-life dominoes and chess pieces in the Big Game exhibit. A visit to the Staten Island Children's Museum won't break the piggy bank, $6 a person gets you in for the day. For the mother of all children's museums, you can head over the bridge to Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and visit the world-renowned Brooklyn Children's Museum. Since 1899, this institution has been a paradise for inquisitive kids, helping all ages see, touch, smell, hear, and taste culture, creatures, science, and ecology all under one roof. With hundreds of award-winning exhibits, it's impossible for your kid to get bored. Take the museum's neon tunnel and let the Zen waterfall guide you all the way to the wonderful worlds that are represented in possibly my favorite exhibit, World Brooklyn, an ode to Brooklyn's ethnic diversity. If you have a green thumb, you could always water plants at the museum's community garden. For animal buffs, the Neighborhood Nature exhibit gives you a fisheye view of creatures that might lurk in your community garden. If you like sea creatures, science instructors Miss Tiffany and Mr. Justin will show you snails, starfish, and seashells. But be prepared to get a little wet. And that's just scratching the surface. Admission to the Brooklyn's Children's Museum is $9 per person. Under one, it's free.
Hopefully you're lucky enough to have a community center in your neighborhood that can help keep your kid busy. But we're about to visit one in the South Bronx that takes it to a whole nother level.
Up in Hunts Point in the South Bronx, the Point on Garrison Avenue is the hotspot for lots of local kids. And that's because there are some really cool ways to spend your time here. Things heat up during the after-school hours with all kinds of workshops and activities like painting and screen printing and even circus arts for kids of all ages. As a non-profit community development center, The Point has been providing dozens of learning programs for nearly 20 years, with the goal of building community through creativity.
It's just an extension of who we are as folks. Unfortunately, they don't get a chance to explore that side so much in school or on the basketball court, but it becomes pretty natural to them. They're right at home and they don't want to go home. That's really the reaction.
Over the years, key partnerships have helped The Point expand its youth development. Their collaboration with the International Center of Photography launched in 1996 and has been providing kids with an alternative way to explore their surroundings and express themselves in the process. In 2007, The Point partnered with Cirque du Soleil as part of their Cirque du Monde social outreach program. The goal is to engage at-risk kids by introducing them to the world of circus arts. But it's not just juggling and tumbling that's being taught.
What The Point does that's special is it provides more of a community-based thing. So what that means is there's a whole lot of outreach going on. You're doing a lot more than circus. You're also being a mentor. You're also being an artist. You're being a teacher. You wear many hats, which allows you to use a lot more of your strengths than, say, me just being hired just to be a Diablo coach or a juggling coach.
In a neighborhood where more than half of the kids live below the poverty line, the programs at The Point are providing both exposure to various skills and opportunities to grow and learn. And it's all free.
That's why we exist. It's why we were founded 20 years ago. We feel it's very critical for a neighborhood and a community so rich in arts and culture to have a place to celebrate that. It's okay to smile here. It may not be, when you're walking down the street in Hunts Point in most places, but when you come into The Point, it's just really a place to be joyful and to be happy.
And talk about joyful. You think I'm gonna just sit around and watch? I'm not sure I'm cut out for tumbling. But juggling, on the other hand, it's Diablo time.
So with your right hand, you're gonna roll to the right hand side, roll to the left side, and pick it up. And only with your right hand you're gonna pump. I'm gonna have you turn just a tiny bit. Turn your body. Yeah. Good. Now you see what you're doing with your right hand? Yeah. I want you to keep doing that. I'm gonna let go of your left. You're gonna keep it stiff just like that. And there you go. Awesome. And that is Diablo. Cool. Let's see how long you can keep it. You're actually quite good at this.
Can I do something else?
Here's what you're gonna do. Okay. You're gonna throw it up in the air and I catch it. 1, 2, 3. Up. Ah.
Ta-da!
Nice! You're a natural.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Barrett. That's cool. The Diablo, right here at The Point.
Yes.
Thanks for teaching me.
No problem.
And for more information on how you can do neat stuff like this at The Point, check this out.
The Point has something for all kids. And remember, it's free.
Okay, parents, get your pen and paper ready because here comes the recap of ways to keep your kids busy.
Participants at Rocking the Boat don't pay a single penny for all the experience they gain. And don't forget about free community rowing every Saturday from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Get a dose of science education all while having a ton of fun at the New York Hall of Science at $8 for children's admission. Kids and adults of all ages can visit the Marine Park Nature Center absolutely free. The Urban Park Rangers always have something interesting going on, so check out their calendar. $5 is a great price for kids to feel the rhythm at Baby Noir's drum circles. Best part? Drums are provided, but make sure you bring the beat. Admission to the Staten Island Children's Museum is much smaller than the giant-sized Bugs and Dominoes at $6 for anyone older than 1. Over in the Borough of Kings, the Brooklyn Children's Museum will keep your kid busy all day long for an admission of $9. And The Point offers tons of great programs for kids and teens in the South Bronx, and all of it for the low, low price of totally free.
So it just goes to show you don't have to spend tons of money to have a great time in New York City. You just got to get out there and do it. And take your kids with you. For $9.99, I'm Dave Evans. I'll see you next time. We're not in Kansas anymore.
$9.99. $9.99. $9.99. $9.99. $9.99.
And go for it.
Oh, yeah.
And it falls off.
Yeah, right behind Ranger Ann. That's where I am.
Come on.
You show that swan, Ranger Ann.